of Worst Collection Ever. This is the show where we tell you about the worst comic collection in existence. And it just happens to belong to us. I'm Jen.
I'm Sean.
Hiya.
Happy New Year.
Happy New Year. First show of 2022.
Yeah, that's we made it.
Jesus. How?
Oh, we did all right.
Mm-hmm.
We made it out of the last year, and here we are in 2022. Then there's no flying cars.
Still no flying cars.
No laser guns in our military.
Uh-huh.
Not that I know of.
Yeah, there could be.
There could be. But
There could be laser guns that we're not aware of. They're not letting us plebes in on that.
No. We don't get to touch those things.
No.
Happy New Year to all of you. Thanks for joining us. And I don't know what really to talk about because there really wasn't a whole lot to watch. I mean, well, we watched some stuff. Usually at the top of the show, we like to talk about things we watched.
I know, I'm trying to think about what we watched, actually.
Well, the new Boba Fett show is out.
We watched the new Boba Fett show. At least the first episode. We haven't watched the second one yet.
There's a new episode that we have to watch tonight.
We watched the Dark Side of the 90s documentary, Vice documentary series it's on Hulu.
Yeah.
Also, The Dark Side of the Ring is on Hulu, so Sean's catching up on that.
Yeah, Dark Side of the 90s is interesting.
Yeah, well, we only saw the first episode. I'm interested to see the rest.
Yeah, I want to see the rest. You know, it's got some pretty interesting topics because they're talking about like grunge and the internet.
The internet models. Remember when supermodels were like the biggest thing?
No, like they're talking about the internet and models.
Right. Yeah. There's different episodes.
I thought you meant internet models.
Oh, no. When supermodels.
Supermodels.
Yeah. Like the Naomi Campbells and the
right.
Linda Evangelistas of the world.
Right.
Yes.
Yeah, and so the first episode we watched was it was about the talk shows.
Yes.
The trash talk shows or whatever.
It's all Geraldo's fault.
It is all Geraldo's fault.
And they were like, oh, by the way, so you can trace like shit like the Jerry Springer show to our current reality TV, to the current world that we live in. And it's all Geraldo's fault because he started it by having a bunch of people get in a fight and getting his nose broken.
Yeah. And people were like, I want to see more of that.
Oh.
And we did.
We sure did.
We're a trash species.
We are. I mean, I remember I was telling Sean this, that episode of the Geraldo Rivera show, where the white supremacists get in a fight and Geraldo gets his nose broken. I actually had to watch that in my high school debate class to see like how communication breaks down.
Well, that's pretty easy to know because you're a human.
I know that, but that was like a lesson that we had in our class. It was high school, babe.
Yeah, they didn't have
and
anything.
I went to public school.
That's true. So did I.
So
they didn't have anything better to do.
Yeah,
But yeah, So like, they got like one on grunge,
bunch of stuff. I can't remember all of it.
Yeah, there's a few other topics there that are pretty interesting, and I just love that kind of stuff.
Oh yeah,
I love.
I'm excited to see it.
Just exposés on things, and Vice does a pretty good job. Like the Dark Side of the Ring stuff is,
shit. We watched a very upsetting one the other day.
Oh yeah, well the Grizzly Smith one.
That was really upsetting.
Well, yeah, because he was
awful.
He was a predator.
He was a pedophile.
Awful person. And and that's exactly the kind of topics that they cover on that show. And it's a doozy. Yeah, I mean, there's a lot of bad things in wrestling.
Yeah,
a lot of bad things in wrestling that have gone on and continue to go on.
Mm-hmm.
I feel like that's not completely out of their system yet.
Oh, there's just bad shit going on everywhere. Yeah. It's not just wrestling; it's everywhere.
Well, right, the world. Yeah,
the world is awful. We know.
The world is grimy. That's my new book.
Ooh, yeah, that's nice. That's a nice book.
The world is grimy.
The world is grimy. Yeah.
Yeah. So that and we'll talk about. What do you think of Boba Fett?
It's okay. I mean, here's the thing. So again, I am not a humongous Star Wars person. I'm like a casual Star Wars fan. I really liked The Mandalorian. And I think I've said this before because it's like we're just watching regular people who live in the Star Wars world. Like we're not trying to save a galaxy. You know what I mean? We're not trying to do any of that stuff. We're literally just like Mando's just trying to get bounty money. And then he's like, has a mission where he has to like save this kid because he feels bad.
Yeah.
Like, I kind of like that. I just like this. This is how these people live. So far with Boba Fett, it's only been the one episode, so it's okay. I don't like the back and forth. I'd rather hang out with him in the Tusken Raiders. I'd rather just watch, like, he comes out of the Sarlacc pit, he's hanging out with the Tusken Raiders, then he does a thing. Like, I don't like the back and forth part.
Yeah, they're doing
so
a lot of
much.
flashbacks right now, and I have a feeling that they're going to be doing that for
I
the
think
rest of
that's
the
kind of
series.
the format. I'm not a huge fan of the back and forth like that, so it's okay.
Yeah, I mean, I just like anything Star Wars that isn't like the main movies.
And that's kind of where I am with that too, because I'm like, I like to see. I think my favorite parts of the Boba Fett show were just seeing the Tusken Raiders at their camp, and then actually seeing him and what's her name, Fennec Shan, walking through the town when they're going to the cantina there. Just seeing kind of all that shit going on, like the little aliens walking by, and that's my favorite part of Star Wars.
Yeah, I like the little slice of life stuff.
Yeah, that's always what I really like about it. I'm not like, oh my god, Boba Fett, he's in the fucking Sarlacc. Like, I didn't lose my mind because I'm not a huge Star Wars person. So I was just like, yeah, that's cool.
Well, I'm also very much into...
I really like that flamethrower he has, though, I have to say.
His hand flamethrower?
Yeah, it's
well,
neat.
Mando's got that, too.
I know, it's really neat. More things should have a hand flamethrower.
Yeah, it's 2022. Why don't we have hand flamethrowers?
I mean, I could burn off the Omicron with the flamethrower.
Wait, burn what?
I don't know. Virus particles? Is that a thing? Can you do that?
I'm shooting just walking to rooms like I'm burning them up.
Burning the air before I enter it?
Excuse me, I have to burn this air.
Excuse me, I have to burn this air.
Yeah.
There might be Omicron.
I mean, that should be an easy thing, too. 2022 should have hand gauntlet flamethrowers.
I mean, I got nothing else better to do. Walk around with a flamethrower. Come on now.
Yeah, I thought it was fine, too. I mean, I'm not like a Star Wars guy, but I do like just weird Star Wars things. And, you know, I mean, if it wasn't for we movies watching it, I probably wouldn't really be as invested, but
nah.
I don't know.
I don't know. I wanted to give it a chance for sure because I really did like Mando.
Yeah, you really liked Mando, yeah.
Which is, again, I think I would have liked it even if we didn't have the helmet reveal of my boyfriend. Because I liked it even before that.
Yeah.
Again, I'm not a huge Star Wars person. That's really the first Star Wars thing I ever really connected with.
Yeah.
So I'm like, this is the same creative team, same kind of thing, but I don't really care. Boba Fett. So anyway.
Yeah. No, I mean, you know, check it out. Whatever, it's out there.
Yeah.
You know, Disney Plus or whatever. So, well, I don't really have much else. The only thing I want to bring up was we just finished watching AEW Dynamite.
We did.
On TBS.
Finally on TBS, which means Sean can watch it.
That might have been the first time in, I would probably say, 11 years that I've watched a pro wrestling TV show as it aired on TV.
That's not true.
No, because in my own home.
That's not true.
What do you mean?
You watch WWE every Friday.
Oh, shit. That's funny. It's funny that I completely forgot about WWE SmackDown that I watched.
I sit here
because it was on Fox.
I watch fucking SmackDown every Friday
night. When it came to Fox, well, you know, it used to be on like Sci-Fi and fucking, you know, other set networks and shit, and I never watched it, or USA, and I never watched it then.
But we have like for at least a year.
That's right. I completely forgot about it, and I was like, I haven't watched wrestling in that long. No, I watch SmackDown like just about every week.
Literally every week.
Yeah.
If we're not going anywhere, we watch SmackDown.
Yeah, if I'm home, I'm watching it. But also, but now since we, you know, because I don't have we don't have cable, but we have like a basic cable package.
Yeah, we've got like the basic channels.
But for some reason, it gives you TBS.
Yeah, I don't know what comes with the basic package. I mean,
well, a varied amount of channels, not a lot of stuff.
Yeah, like 17 channels, and which is fine. We don't really watch them. The only one we ever watch, because obviously you get your NBC, your CBS, your ABC. So usually into Fox. Usually the only reason we turn that on is Super Bowl,
Oscars,
Grammys if we're gonna watch it. You know what I mean? Like any of those like award show type of things.
Golden Globes, hey, that's coming up.
Golden Globes, that sort of stuff. And the only thing I watch live which may change, is Law and Order, organized crime.
Depends on what we're doing next season.
Well, exactly. If you're going to start giving me this, like, he really does love his wife's killer, I will not watch this show anymore. Because it makes no sense and it completely destroys his character. And again, it makes no sense. Nobody loves their wife's fucking killer. Anyway, it's fine. So,
that'd be like a show on like Discovery Plus or something. It's like, I love my wife's killer.
That's a fucking Jerry Springer episode.
Actually, yeah,
it's a fucking Jerry Springer episode. I'm in love with my wife's murderer.
Elliot Spencer on.
Elliot Stabler.
Elliot Spencer.
Elliot Stabler guest on Jerry Springer. I'm in love with my wife's murderer.
He'd be great because he's up for punching.
Oh, he loves a punching.
He loves a punching.
Elliot Stabler will punch somebody in the fucking face. You see those sleeves go up, you know he's going to punch somebody.
He'd be great for that show.
He would 100%. You know what?
His producers would be like, hey, you going to punch somebody? He's like, you know it.
I am going to have to get a fucking picture from the Jerry Springer show. And I'm going to Photoshop Chris Maloney's head on some fucking Jerry Springer guest. And I'm going to put, I'm in love with my wife's killer. Because that's literally where we are right now.
Oh, man. Memes. Man, that might be the hit meme of 2022 in the Law and Order circles.
Yeah, well, pretty much. That's what's going to happen because, again, if we get a fucking, even if there's a whiff of it in tomorrow night's episode.
Oh, is it tomorrow?
It's tomorrow night.
Oh, shit.
We've been on hiatus.
Wait a minute. Today's Wednesday.
Wednesday. Tomorrow's Thursday.
Oh,
if
fuck
there is
me.
even a fucking whiff of it, I am done. Because I cannot I am not interested in watching TV about an idiot. I'm interested in watching this good man be a good man and fight crime and have sex with the woman he's been in love with for 23 years. That is the only thing I fucking care about. You give me this, but I think I love the woman who killed my wife. I don't care. I do not care. It doesn't make any logical
He doesn't know that she killed her.
Yes, he does.
Oh.
Yes, he does. She's been on trial. You know,
So,
she turned state's evidence. She turned state's evidence on her husband. So they were like, I guess even though literally the guy who made the bomb told him to his face, Angela Wheatley ordered the hit on your wife. She turned state's evidence. And they're like, I guess we'll just blame it on her husband. Okay, and now he's in love with her? Give me a goddamn break. Give me a goddamn break.
This show turned into a Law and Order recap show.
I'm sorry. I get so angry.
So gradually.
I get so mad about this.
I know.
But I woke up at like 3:00 in the morning today and I laid awake in bed and I thought about Law and Order. Because I didn't want to think about the fact that there are hundreds of homes just burned down in a suburb of Denver that is like not even 45 minutes from us. I didn't want to think about that, so I thought about Law and Order. I was like, you know what? I'm going to think about Law and Order instead. And I came to the conclusion that I should not be wasting my energy caring about something that's going to do something this stupid. So again, if we get a whiff, I'm going to be out. And that means no more blogs, no more nothing. Because...
Whiff.
What?
Weef.
Weef?
Weef.
What's a weef?
It's just like a whiff.
Whiff.
If I get a whiff.
If I get a whiff, I'm not even kidding. If there's even a scent, if there's even a fucking second of this, I might love my wife's killer, I'm so out because it's not a story that I care about. And I've come to the conclusion that I could be wasting my energy on other things.
I agree.
And one of those things is part of my intentions. I'm not calling them resolutions. I'm calling them intentions for 2022. I want to read more books.
I agree.
And you know what? If this show's not giving me the shit I want, then I'm going to fucking read a book that gives me the shit I want.
Mm-hmm. No, you should.
That's going to meet
you
my
have a lot of books that you have
expectations
not read,
and not fucking pull the rug out from under me all the goddamn time in the name of ratings. Also making a character literally the stupidest man to walk the planet. So... I can't deal with it. So I'm like, yeah, I think that's where I am with it. So we'll see how it goes tomorrow.
Oh, great. Okay.
But I still gotta Photoshop Chris Maloney's head on that.
I think that's a great idea.
It's the best. You know what? That's the best fucking idea I've had all day.
I think so. Yeah.
Can you stop it, Luna?
I think you've peaked already in 2022.
I'm done.
You're done.
Call it.
I'm done.
See you guys in 2023. I'm out.
I've already done what I can for this year.
I have. It's it. I'm going out on a high note.
Well, speaking of resolutions, one thing I'm trying to do is lose weight.
Same.
And I just want to say I've been on the bike. Well, I didn't go on today.
That's okay.
I went on past 2 days, and I intend on getting on tomorrow.
Yes.
And Friday.
I'm doing bike, and then the next day I'm doing yoga. And that's kind of, because if I'm on that bike too much, it kind of tweaks my back, because I got a shitty back. So I'm trying to do some yoga. I'm trying to do some bike. If I could do that 5 days a week, I'm never going to be thin. Let's be fucking honest.
No, I just need to.
But I would like to be in better shape.
I like to bring it down. Yeah, what was I saying? Today was a heavy work day, so I usually don't get to do as much as I want, and the way things work out, it just makes more sense. But so that, and I want to read more comics, because we have so many comics and so many trades. And I always say this, but I did for a while. I was doing pretty good reading a lot of comics for past couple months because of the DC and Marvel app. And but I also made the mistake of getting a flash drive for my you have the Game Boy DS or the Nintendo DS.
Uh-huh.
And it has a Game Boy Advance slot in it. And I got a flash drive that's a Game Boy Advance cart, and that plays Game Boy games, Game Boy Color games, Game Boy Advance games, and NES games.
Uh-huh.
So I have like a shit ton of ROMs, and I'm playing all the games, and I'm very interested in it. And I'm pretty excited about that. But I got so many things. I have so many things to do this year.
That's the thing. Me too.
I have so many things to do this year, and there's no excuse for me not to do them.
Right.
It's only, the 7th or whatever, 8th, 6th.
It's not even tomorrow's the 6th. It's 5th.
Oh, yeah, right. Today's the 5th. And then, whatever, we're taping this. So, I mean, there's plenty of time. I will get it done. So that's exciting. And I think that's about all I want to talk about right now.
Yeah.
So let's take a break. We'll come back with the book for this week.
Greetings, podcast listener. My name is Charlie Niemeyer, and I host a show called Charlie's Geekcast, all about me and what I like. But mostly about what I like. 2020 marks a pretty special year for me. For one thing, I'll be turning 40 this year. But this year also marks 10 years since I started podcasting by talking about Superman's adventures in the Bronze Age. Coincidentally, this year also marks 50 years since Superman entered the Bronze Age. To celebrate all of this year I'll be doing a series of episodes called Geeking on Superman in the Bronze Age, where I'll be looking at some great Bronze Age Superman adventures that I didn't get around to the first time around. It's a lot of around. So check out Charlie's Geekcast, part of the Two True Freaks internet radio network at twotruefreaks.com. Also, you can find the show at charliesgeekcast.com or wherever you get your podcast.
All right, we are back here in Worst Collection Ever with our book for this week. It is Marvel Team Up, number 113 from January 1982. And I realized that we don't do a lot of Marvel Team Ups, even though we've done like at least 5 of them, which is, I don't know, it just feels like because we used to think we've been doing a show for so long.
Yeah.
Since 2014. So this is going to be, it's going to be, once we get around to the summer, it'll be like 8 years.
Oh my God.
And,
what are we doing?
Yeah, but we've only done like 5 Marvel Team Ups. And it's interesting because Marvel Team Up is like the Spider-Man Team Up book. And I prefer Marvel 2-in-1.
Uh-huh.
Because the Thing he's just a big pain in the ass. And I like reading books about him and hanging out with other people.
Uh-huh.
But this one, it's a Spider-Man one. And this one features Quasar.
Yes, which I know this is why you bought this.
Well, I need it. Yeah, I definitely needed it because I had Quasar in it. And I realized we hadn't done it yet. So I figured, let's do it. Here on the cover, we have Spider-Man. He's in the grips of what appears to be Quasar. He has Spider-Man in one arm and an axe in another. But Spider-Man, but he's instead of using like his real hands, he's got like, it looks like he's using his powers.
Yes.
To like use constructs.
Which he does a lot in this book. Well, kind of.
Well, that's his thing.
Kind of. Is that always his thing? So I was a little confused by Quasar in this book.
Okay.
Because he's an alien.
No, he's not.
Why do I think is it because he's hanging out with the planet? Is that why I think he's an alien?
He hangs out with space broccoli.
Is that why I think he's an alien?
Yeah, I could see that. Yeah.
And doesn't he fly through space?
Yeah, he can. He's a cosmic defender of sorts.
He's not the guy in the cocoon. That's Adam Warlock.
That's Adam Warlock.
I am confusing them
But
because
they're
they're both your guises.
I have
and
many
they're both
guises.
space guises, and they're both blondes.
Well, Quasar's kind of a space guy, but he's not really.
Yeah.
You know, at least from the series from the 90s that I was very familiar with.
Uh-huh.
I mean, I don't really know as much of the stuff that the goings-ons now that he's up to. But, you know, back around this time, though, he was simply just an Earth dude.
Yeah.
Who had the nega bands.
The mega band? Nega
bands.
Okay.
Those are the Kree, like, technology bands.
Oh, yeah.
And they basically allow him to do, like, Green Lantern constructs.
Yeah, he does a lot of shit.
Out of, like, yellow energy.
Yeah.
Which is, you know, inverse of what Green Lantern does. And, well, not inverse, I mean, just the color is different. But he is, on the cover here, though, it looks like he's using those constructs, and he's got, like, a light axe, like an axe made of energy, and he's got Spider-Man grafted on the other. So that's what the cover is. The story is called The Resurrection of Edward Lansky. Mm-hmm. And in my copious notes,
I would have to say, I realized Spider-Man is part of this team up. He kind of just disappears for like half the book.
Oh, Spider-Man does jack shit.
Yeah, he's just like, hello, I'm Spider-Man.
Spider-Man
you bought this because I'm on the cover. And then like he just goes away.
Spider-Man does jack shit, and so does Quasar.
Yeah.
Nobody really does anything. So it's called The Resurrection of Edward Lansky. And I wrote, sounds like holy name fanfic.
Yeah, it does.
I mean, I don't think Lansky, it's not like a Polish name. I think it's more of like a Jewish thing, to be honest.
Maybe.
I mean, because usually it's SKI, not SKY.
Oh, I get you. Yeah, uh-huh.
I feel like that's kind of, I mean, not that there isn't SKYs in Polish last names.
Yeah.
But usually it's SKI. So Spider-Man is on his way to class because he is a graduate student. He is, what I've determined, the worst graduate student.
Oh my God, he's terrible.
I don't know how he's achieved any.
I don't know how he like passes.
I don't know. I don't know how he achieves any
he's
sort.
Like literally never in class, which is fine. Maybe he's super smart, but it doesn't seem like he's smart enough to skip these classes.
I don't know why. I mean, he's just. I mean, I don't know where he's getting the money because he's not. I mean, unless if the Daily Planet's paying for his education, which I don't think they are.
Uh-huh.
But I mean, you can't. And look, he's going to like basically a community school in like New York City, like Empire State University. Mm-hmm. Even though it's a community school or maybe a state school, it can't be cheap,
right?
You know, I mean, I went to a state school,
you
know, for my undergrad, and you know, I just paid it off in 2013.
Ugh. Hey, good for you. I still have money left.
Yeah, which. I can't tell you, actually, that is one of the things I'm most proud of in life, that I paid off a student loan.
Oh my God, I'm so close to paying off my undergrad student loan.
When you do that, we should celebrate.
So close. It's going to be a little bit longer, but I'm so close to it.
But when you do it, though, we should celebrate because that's a big deal.
We should absolutely fucking celebrate.
There's honestly, I mean, now granted, I have graduate loans, as you do.
Yes, the graduate
loans
will
never be paid off.
Never be paid off. No, I'm like, I can see the finish line.
That's awesome.
Of my fucking undergrad loan.
But
I can see it.
But Spider-Man, I mean, clearly it's not cheap, or shouldn't. I mean, at least as far, I don't know. I'm assuming it's not cheap, and he's just whizzing away this education.
Yeah.
To like anytime he gets a tingling from the spider sense, he has to like go and check stuff out. So what's going on is there's a Project Pegasus truck driving down the street, and you know this because there's a horse with a hairy horse on the front of the truck.
Oh, is that what that's supposed to be?
Pegasus.
It took me a second.
It's a horse with like a mullet.
Oh, I was very confused as to what that was because it kind of just looks like a blob.
No, it's definitely a horse, and it's on the front and on the side, and they're nearly killing a dude here. Oh, that's right. I wrote down damn non-traditional in regards to Peter Parker. I put damn non-traditional students.
Well, he's not. He's a graduate student.
I know, but I still made me think of that because when I used to go to undergrad, it used to have
yes.
It was always.
And I hate like ragging on non-traditional students because I think like anybody who wants to go back and get a degree at any age is great.
Yes.
However, there was always those certain. Not all of them. Mm-hmm. There was always those certain non-traditional students who never shut the fuck up.
Yes.
And they always wanted to talk, and they interjected, and they derailed, and you were like, how about you keep your mouth shut? so we could just get through class.
Yeah.
I had a couple
I
of
remember
those.
we had a few of those at Buffalo State College, and it was just kind of like, lady, I don't want to hear your life story.
Right.
I appreciate what you've done in life. I understand you've been through, you've seen some shit, but we don't need to hear it in this introductory to communications class that I'm trying to pass because I'm a fucking freshman
Yeah.
and I want to get through my freshman year.
Right.
God damn it.
I just need to get this fucking credit so I can graduate. Will you shut the fuck up,
I
please?
just want to do it.
Yeah.
I want to be a college graduate. God damn it. So this truck's driving around and nearly kills a dude because some dude's like running across the street and his hat flies off. And Spider-Man's like, oh, something's in that truck. I'll go check it out. And so he starts peeking in, being a nosy asshole. Because like he doesn't need to do it.
Yeah.
But it turns out that they are transporting the villain Nitro, the exploding man, who gave Captain Marvel cancer.
So does he just blow up and go back together?
Yes.
Oh.
He's the reason Nitro, if you're familiar with the Civil War arc, not in the movies, but in the comics, he is kind of the catalyst for the whole arc because the New Warriors or the team, the New Warriors, are chasing after him.
Yeah.
They're doing a thing where they document everything, like the reality shows, which kind of ties into what we were talking about earlier.
Yeah.
And so they're documenting it, and they chase after him. And since he's Nitro, and they're kind of outclassed at this point, he's like, well, fuck you, I'm going to explode. And he explodes and like kills like a whole bunch of people in Stamford, Connecticut,
Okay.
like including children. Like he just just blows
Did he
up and
blow up the WWE headquarters as they are
that's what I thought. I wonder if
in Stamford.
if Vince was like, what was that? But yeah, he blew up in Stamford, Connecticut, and killed a bunch of kids, and that's the whole thing that like kind of prompted everybody to be like, superheroes, should they be regulated? And then that also, with fucking penance and the 612 spikes in his outfit, they're transporting him. And I guess in a previous Spider-Man comic, Spider-Man helped stop Nitro, which I don't know how you stop an exploding dude.
I don't know.
Spider-Man's just like a dude that can swing around and shit. Like,
Did he like encase him in webs?
I guess you encase him in stuff. Like you get maybe like Wolverine, or you get some sort of like, not Wolverine, but some sort of like character. I'm trying to think of somebody that like one of the Eternals or something to be like, I'm gonna turn this into adamantium, and then he's gonna explode, and I'm gonna keep him in there.
Right.
So, anyways, they're transporting him, and Spider-Man's being nosy, and Quasar shows up, and Quasar's like, hey, I'm Quasar, and I'm like head of security at like Project Pegasus, and here's my card.
Yeah.
Like American Psycho and shit.
Yeah.
Like he's like, hey, check out this ivory card. I'm Christian Bale. I just wanted to mention it because I just want to imagine Quasar making chainsaws and dropping them out of light or energy and just dropping them down stairwells.
I'm so confused.
Do you see American Psycho?
Oh yeah, once a long time ago.
There's that part where he's chasing after that girl, or he's chasing after somebody. Christian Bale is, and
yeah, I remember him holding the chainsaw. Did he throw it down a stairwell?
He's down a stair. He's over a stairwell, and the girl's like going down the stairs, and he just drops it, and he manages to find a way to hit her with the operating chainsaw.
I don't remember that at all. The only things I remember about American Psycho is the business card scene.
Yes.
Then when he's talking about Huey Lewis in the news when he's wearing his like thing, fucking while staring at himself in the mirror, and that's about it.
Kind of does that in his book,
and that's about it. That's it. I don't remember the chain, and I remember him holding the chainsaw, but I don't remember him dropping it down a stairwell.
Yeah, he drops it and it has pinpoint accuracy. And
shit, that's like a superpower. If you could drop a fucking chainsaw with that kind of accuracy,
yeah,
and it's still running.
It's still running, and it just drops straight down. Like
That's like a fucking Mario game. That's like that little fucking cloud that throws out the spiky guys.
Yeah, he's Lakitu. Man, Christian Bale could have played Lakitu in the Mario movie. Oh man, that'd be great if he is.
Yeah.
Like Chris Pratt's there, and then and Christian Bale's like, "Hey, I'm fucking Lakitu. Here's a spike," and he kills Mario, and that's the end of the movie.
That'd be amazing.
Actually, that'd be a great movie. That'd be my script.
Yeah, great script.
Hey, the script's only like a page long. It's like, yeah, Lakitu kills Mario. It's Christian Bale. You gotta pay him $1 million just to come in and be like, "Hey, I'm fucking Lakitu."
Yeah.
Good for you. Anyways, So Quasar, goes and checks it out, and he's like, Spider-Man, get fucking lost. And they're kind of like, I think there's a bit of this in the book where Spider-Man and Quasar are like thinking about talking, they're not talking shit to each other, but they're like thinking about talking shit to each other.
Yeah, there's a lot of Quasar being like, that Spider-Man sure is unprofessional. And I'm like, is he?
Well, but then Spider-Man's like, Quasar's too much of a stuffed shirt. I always like stuffed shirt.
Stuffed shirt's a good insult. One that doesn't usually get used these days.
Creeper called Superman that once.
Oh, Superman's absolutely a stuffed shirt.
So, yeah.
Are you kidding?
Yeah, I enjoy that. That makes me think of that. So, yeah.
Yeah.
So they part, and then Quasar gets like an energy reading on his bands.
Yeah, and he's like, oh, I got to go look at this thing. And
Quasar, like, I was to say, he must have like it's like a fancy iPhone or iWatch.
Yeah, that's what it is.
Apple. He has basically an Apple Watch. Like he can like talk into it. And he can communicate with it.
He's like, I gotta go get my steps.
So
the guy who Quasar, they're literally in motion on the road, and Quasar's just like opens the door, sits down, and then like after talking to Spider-Man, and then he's like gets that like thing on his Apple Watch, and he's like, hey, driver, who apparently is my friend, I gotta go. And he's like, all right, bye.
Well, the
driver's funny too, because he's like, so if everybody here could fly, why are we driving this guy?
Yeah, that's true. He makes a point.
I was like, good point, sir.
Well, Quasar's like, well, we're driving because it's like in the it's in the guidebook.
Yeah, something because.
And he leaves it, and he leaves the driver's like, man, that's great. He can fly.
Yeah. And so he flies off to the university where Peter Parker is.
Well, he flies off because the energy reading is
at the college.
At the college. And he shows up.
And my favorite part of this is he lands. Well, do you go ahead first?
Well, he lands.
Yeah.
At this college, and he sees these girls because the girls are like, because there's a few times where people are like, actually one time I don't know what, it's before this, where Quasar's flying and somebody goes, hey, it's Christopher Reeve.
Yes, and somebody goes, no, his cape is red or something.
Yeah. Christopher Reeve was like, what movie are you watching?
Yeah.
Like, I was trying to think, maybe trying to think of like other Christopher Reeve movies, and I couldn't think of any except for the one called Monsignor, where he played a priest that like wanted to have sex.
I was gonna say that'd be the sexiest priest.
I think it was a sexy priest movie.
It's a sexy priest movie?
Yeah, I think he does a sexy priest movie.
Shit.
But I couldn't think of any other movies. Like he did there's another one, like I think Somewhere in Time, like it's another like romantic
I am
movie.
not familiar with his oeuvre, so.
I just know Superman's.
Yeah, Superman's. He was also, he's been in the Superman TV shows.
Well, right. He had to do other stuff than Superman.
I'm sure he did prior to Superman, but I don't know.
I could easily look it up, but I don't want to.
I could Google it, but I won't. We're just going to say he's been in other movies. So he lands, he sees these girls, and he's like, I have things to do. And so he's like...
You're missing the part here.
Yes, that's why I wanted you to talk about it.
He lands, and these girls are like, hey, it's a super preppy. Right?
That's right.
And some girls...
What frat do you belong to?
What frat do you belong in? And I think it'd be great if you just like made like a keg like at that moment.
Like a light construct keg?
Like a light construct keg with light beer.
Can you get drunk off a construct?
Yeah, he does a keg stand. He puts him like he kind of holds himself upside down.
He can, but can everybody else? Then why do you even come?
He's one of the guys that brings his own beer to a party and just only drinks it and won't drink the other shit that everybody brings.
And won't let anybody else drink his beer?
Yeah, he's like, oh, I brought this IPA. You can't have any.
I only brought 2 cans of this IPA because they're from me.
I bought the Captain America IPA.
Well, you could bring your own beer. Usually you should probably share.
You should share. I don't think he's sharing though. I think Quasar doesn't share.
You could bring your own IPA, but you should probably bring like a 6-pack of Miller High Life at the same time.
Yeah. If you're gonna be one of those guys, bring something for the party.
Right. Everybody else gets to rock the Miller High Life, and then you can drink your fancy IPA that you bought at whatever brewery, the Growler or whatever. Growler. Whatever.
Take party etiquette from us.
Who never goes.
Two 41-year-olds.
Who don't get invited to
any parties.
Yeah,
I've been to like 3 parties in my entire life.
I never get invited anywhere. Which, you know what? Good call, people. Because I shouldn't be allowed in public. Let's be honest.
I would just eat your snacks.
I do just eat your snacks. I'm sure I'd wear something cute. So he's like, okay, I feel...
Well, you're missing the best part where he just goes... The name is Quasar, ladies. I work for the government.
Okay.
I was like, you fucking turd.
He's such a fucking mark. Or like narc.
He's a narc.
He's a narc. So then, this is my favorite part because he's like, all right, I feel like the energy is coming from this ground. I'm going to make a big old fucking screw.
Yeah.
And I'm just going to dig. And then he rips open a laboratory or whatever that's underground.
Well, not only that, he starts digging with this phallic instrument.
Yes.
And he goes...
Construct.
And he goes, I shouldn't have criticized Spider-Man for his flamboyance. There are less spectacular ways I could have burrowed into the ground.
Yeah.
I guess I just wanted to show off for those college kids this giant phallic screw.
And he does this, and he ruins this laboratory, and it's like just trash. And he's just like...
I don't even know if it's a sanctioned laboratory.
But that's the thing. He's like, well, hope this didn't belong to the college. And I'm like...
I actually...
I'm sure there was a way down there.
Quasar? Maybe it was the radio station. Did Lightmaster invent alternative radio? Because my love as a former college DJ, I just imagine him burrowing in and ruining the vinyl.
What about wasn't Philip Seymour Hoffman in some movie like pirate radio?
I've never seen it, but
and they're just like, they're doing an illegal signal on the open seas.
Oh, who cares?
I never saw it. Anyway,
I heard it had a killer soundtrack though.
I bet it did. So he goes down there and he's like,
where's the energy?
And all of a sudden this dude like sucks the energy out of his bands to form like a light man.
Yeah, he gets ambushed by like a light source, an energy source of some sort, and it's a
ghost.
It is. It's kind of like a globulous.
It's a ghost.
It's a light ghost.
It's a ghost.
And
who has the powers of electricity.
And it gets wrapped onto his arms and it's on his bands, and it turns out it's Lightmaster, who's
dead.
Well, he is a light being.
He's a ghost.
I guess so, yeah.
He's a ghost. Yes, he's a ghost.
He's a ghost. This is the titular Edward Lansky. So his deal was he has a suit. He had a suit that allowed him to
run a lawnmower, which is, it's not here. It's not yet. It's later when he's talking about the first time he ever tries out the suit. It's literally him in the suit, like making a lawnmower go. But it looks like a push mower.
Hang on,
and I'm like, what are you?
I know what you're talking about. I need to confirm this.
It looks like a lawnmower. Okay, granted.
100%, yeah. It's not even a fucking electric lawnmower.
No, it's a push mower.
It's a push mower.
I'm like, what are you doing? Also, you invented a suit that harnesses electricity. The only thing you could think to do is zap a lawnmower with it?
Man, I could mow so many old ladies' lawns in this suit. Just knocking on their doors, being like, "Hey,
$5 a pop. I could make
I'll cover the cost of this suit in 800 years.
I'm gonna make so much money mowing these old ladies' lawns."
So that's actually pretty funny. I didn't notice that. I just thought it was like some gimmick machinery, but I didn't realize
it's a lawnmower. It's a push lawnmower.
So yeah, Lightmaster. So what happened was he fought Spider-Man. Spider-Man like short-circuited the suit and exploded him. So instead of killing him, he just became one with the lights, the light energy or whatever. So he's just like this light ghost flying around, and he wants to become a human being again. And he realizes that
a human being who also does crime, apparently.
He's a criminal. And he has he
didn't like reevaluate that at all. He wasn't like, you know what, maybe if I get my body back, I'm going to be a good guy. Nope. I'm going to go use my light powers for good. I'm going to go like charge a generator in a hospital.
I am going to mow so many football fields.
Yeah.
With this,
and I'm going to do it for free because I love the game.
I love the smell of grass.
There's something about tossing a pigskin around that feels so genuine to me. That
NFL.
Yeah, he's going to be basically doing NFL documentaries for the rest of his life. And he doesn't like evaluate it. He's like, you know what? Doing crime got me killed. I will continue to crime. when I get my life back.
I just imagine like some football game and John Madden, R.I.P.
R.I.P.
Like, now you see that grass there? That was mowed by the Lightmaster using his push mower light suit. See, there he is on the Cowboys
50-yard line.
50-yard line over there on the side talking to the mascot.
The way it would go is it would be one of those documentaries where it would like the camera's on the grass. And then it pans up to see the Lightmaster who is pushing a push lawnmower with electric powers. And it's like sweeping music and whatever. And then it's just him being like, there's just something so zen about mowing the grass for the game. And when the boys come out of the locker room, I think it was all worth it. You know what I mean? Like, that's the kind of like, and then you got swelling, and maybe Katy Perry's Firework plays in the background. Like, that's.
No, I'm talking about, well, I'm trying to think of this in the terms of like 1982.
Oh, yeah, no, I'm just thinking like ESPN 30 for 30.
Oh, yeah, definitely 30 for 30.
Documentary on this guy who mows fucking football fields.
But he's the other thing. I want to imagine him doing it in the 80s and like fucking Ron Jaworski running out, giving him the thumbs up. Like, thanks for that.
Some guy breaks his leg.
Yes, Joe Theismann breaks his leg. He's like, but the grass is so nice.
But the grass looks great. Oh, compound fracture.
Oh, man. Who would have known we got so much mileage out of the Lightmaster at this moment? How about that? I'm proud of us.
I am. I'm also drinking a French 75.
I've had wine.
This is my second French 75.
It's a refreshing drink.
It's a great drink.
Yeah. Anyways, so Spider-Man gets his tingling, his spider sense. And
I always like how they draw his spider sense where he's got like half the spider face.
Yeah, that's kind of neat. So then he gets like COVID and starts like coughing.
No, he's like, I'm going to pretend I have COVID so I can get out of class.
I invented COVID, guys. Let me out of class.
Sorry. It's me, Spider-Man, inventor of COVID.
Oh, man. I hope we don't get like flagged for this.
Do you get flagged for talking about
I don't know, because they talk about like misinformation or shit like that. But like, I'm not going to put this in the metadata. So
okay.
Yeah, let's keep that
I'm sure
out of
the
there.
FBI agents who listen to our podcast really care.
We're big on FBI agents.
We
have so many listeners in DC.
Isn't there like a national security agent who like watches everybody on the internet? Isn't that the whole idea? Like he gets assigned to certain people and then they just watch what you're doing.
I don't know, but I'm interested in who that is.
That was a couple years ago.
Oh, okay.
Remember when that whole thing came out where it was like, yeah, basically like they're watching us, like literally everybody.
Whatever.
So I'm just like, hi, FBI agent or national security agent who watches my shit or listens to my shit. I'm sorry you got stuck with me. Like, I don't know what else to say.
Anyway, Spider-Man gets COVID, gets out of class.
Yeah, gets out of class.
Goes into the bathroom, which somehow, I don't know.
He's in like chemistry for something, like there's a number.
Yeah.
And so he's like, I gotta go in the bathroom and change. This is the worst changing room, but I've got the best costume or something. He said, whatever he says is weird here.
Not the most dignified dressing room I've ever had, but then again, I'm not the most dignified costume cut up who ever lived. Ta-da.
I mean, I guess that's a joke. So he like...
That's a lot. That's I think a lot of what happens with Spider-Man. Like, I don't think he's that funny.
He's supposed to be quippy.
He's quippy.
So he like goes down to the laboratory and he's like, oh my God, a light being. I will fight this light being.
Well, no, he doesn't go down to the laboratory.
It comes out.
Lightmaster comes out and because he's basically absorbed Quasar.
That's right.
Like he's wearing Quasar's body.
Ew.
Or Quasar's body is wearing him.
Yeah, Quasar's got like a light bubble.
Yeah, he's wearing a light and
he's literally a bubble boy.
Yeah. And he starts shooting off these light beams, and Spider-Man's like, I'm going to take like a disc of my webbing, which is a lot of webbing, and throw it at him, and Lightmaster's like, fuck you, it doesn't matter. And Spider-Man is trying to run away. As I turn the page, here's the web, they do, this is weird, they do the letters page in the middle.
Yes, and this is actually when they used to publish addresses. Did you notice this? There's fucking addresses in here.
They did this for a long time.
I know, but can you believe they used to fucking do that?
No. I assumed that maybe you had to be like okay with it.
I don't think they cared back then.
Stanley's like, fuck them.
I honestly don't
True
think
believers, you want people sending shit to your house?
Babe, I honestly think these people didn't even fucking there wasn't even a second thought of like why you wouldn't publish a child's address. You know what I mean?
Yeah, these are kids.
Of course they are. And you're just like, I mean, I guess. But they probably didn't even think about it. They're like, yeah, everybody's address gets published.
So Spider-Man gets the drop on dude here, and this is when he like lets Quasar's body go, but he's still like latched onto the bands.
Yeah, is this where he like climbs up Spider-Man climbs up a building?
We talk about like this one?
Yes.
Well, he's falling off a building.
Well, that's what I mean. Spider-Man like climbs up the building, then he's like, okay, time to jump onto Quasar. That's actually a fun little 4-panel
It is
thing. I like the way that's drawn because it's just like Spider-Man just like diving towards the ground, and he like lands on top of Quasar / light guy's shoulders, and he's just like punching him a bunch.
He gets the drop on him, and then Lightmaster's like, well, here's a fucking ram that I made out of light.
Yeah, I was confused about this ram. I was like,
very,
okay.
very intricate looking ram.
Really intricate. It's
Like, it means he had to think of it and be like, this is what a ram looks like. This is what a ram's head looks like.
and this is what a
stick.
ram's head would look like on a battering ram. Because
Yeah.
that's basically what it is. But I was just like, that's really detailed. It could have just been a stick.
Yeah. And Spider-Man moves and like Quasar just gets clocked in the face with it.
This is why I don't have construct powers, because I'd literally just be a stick, a board, a ball.
I'm gonna shoot plates at you. Or
There's little tiny balls. Like, I would just be so boring.
these hard light balls. So so he gets, and then Spider-Man gets clobbered by the ram, and he goes flying, and he goes back, and then Lightmaster's gone.
Mm-hmm.
So he goes to chase after him, and Lightmaster's headquarters is a place literally called Light Inc.
Yes.
And there is a literal light bulb
Yes.
on top of the building.
How anybody didn't find these people.
Well, Spider-Man
Like-
makes the comment that he's like, well, first of all, we'll find out in a second, but Spider-Man, like, he's going to find him because he goes home to get, like, sunglasses.
Well, he goes home and he's just like, I'm so tired. I really am just so tired. But maybe I didn't really help that Quasar guy the way I should have. I hate that I have a moral conscience. But you know what I'm going to do? Is I'm going to get these weird disky things that apparently I put inside of my mask, and I'm going to go help.
Yeah.
And he just has them like in his fucking drawer, and he just goes back out.
He's a scientist.
Mm-hmm.
Inventor. So Spider-Man, he goes to find the hideout, and he's like, oh, well, literally there's a light bulb on top of this building. It must be where he is.
Right.
But then before that, Lightmaster goes to his hideout. And
This
he's
is
like,
very funny.
He's like, all right, I'm going to get my shit.
And his shit's not there.
We're going to rock it. He's like, son of a bitch, somebody stole my shit.
So what he does, he takes an axe and he just like chops the whole fucking building up.
Yeah.
And he's just like, I'm so angry nobody has my shit. He's like, I'm going to go have to find another place where they would have shit like mine. I'm assuming he goes to
He goes to Radio Shack.
He goes to Radio Shack. He goes to
He goes to Fry's.
what's that? There's like a Lamps R Us place. It's like nothing
Lamps
but
R Us?
like lamps and light bulbs.
Wait. Are you talking about the place over by us?
I was just thinking there's
I'm
like
thinking of batteries.
no, there is a battery place, but there is like a lamps place where it's just like there was also this place. Oh my God. I used to drive by it. It was off Ventura. It was like Ventura and a little bit before you got to, like, if you're driving down Ventura before you got to Sepulveda, there was this weird store
I think I know what you're talking about.
that was nothing but like chandeliers.
I think, yeah. I know
You know
what
which
you're
fucking
talking
store I have no idea what it was
I could
called.
see it. I don't know what it's called.
You know
but I could see it.
exactly what I'm talking about. It was always closed.
Yeah, well, yeah.
It was always closed.
They showed one chandelier. They sold one chandelier a day. They're like, we're done.
We're done. That's it. No one else is going to buy a fucking chandelier.
Weird Al Yankovic came in for a chandelier, and now we're done.
Every famous person is required to come here and buy a chandelier. That's like what you have to do with like the first paycheck you earn when you're on
They
a
have
show.
a little checklist. It's like Gary Busey came in today.
All right, good. He got it. Jerry Busey bought his chandelier.
Man, I hope Amy Adams comes in tomorrow to buy a chandelier.
But yeah, he went to whatever the fuck that place is called with just all the chandeliers, just like off fucking Ventura, that weird ass fucking store.
We just go to a random electronics store, which I was like, maybe he went to Fry's.
Oh, Fry's declared bankruptcy, didn't they?
I think so. Fry's, which was a electronics store that had various motifs in different stores.
Themed stores.
So the store by us in
Was
Manhattan
tiki.
Beach was a tiki store.
Yep.
So it had like like an actual like koi pond or some sort of
It really
shit.
did. It had tiki torches, it had koi pond, it had like grass huts and shit.
But also, it was like the store was complete trash.
Dude, Fry's was like, you knew a guy who like found something off the back of a truck.
Yeah.
When I first went to Fry's, because everybody's like, oh, if you need a cord or a whatever, just go to Fry's because they have all these electronics and
Yeah,
boards
they do.
and
And they do.
And they do. But I walked in for the first time and I was like, this place is trash.
Yeah, right.
It's just a bunch of shit thrown into aisles.
Well, there's also the one, apparently, I think
It's like an Alice in Wonderland theme one.
I can't remember if it's, I think that,
I don't know.
I don't know which one's the one that's
that.
Burbank. There's either the Alice in Wonderland theme one or there's a spaceship one.
There's a spaceship one. There was
that
an
has like a
Alice in-
spaceship crashed outside of the building. Like
don't know,
the car in Planet Hollywood.
That one might have been Burbank. I don't remember. But there was an Alice in Wonderland. There was a space one. There was the Tiki one. I don't know what else was there, but they all had different themes. And they were like this weird electronic chain store that just looked like somebody stole all the inventory. It was
100%.
pretty amazing.
Yeah, bring
I
it.
miss Fry's a lot. It was just like, do you need perhaps a clearance Superman pop or a computer, like a fucking circuit board to build your own computer? You can get them at the same fucking place.
You can.
In the same aisle.
You 100% could. you need a Monster Inc. coloring book and a mouse for a 1985 Tandy model.
You can get it, and you know what else you can get? Candy.
Oh, 100%.
They had plenty of candy on the way out.
DVDs.
Weird DVDs, like DVDs you've never seen before that had like 3 movies that you're like, why are these on a DVD? But I'll buy it anyway.
They are movies you get distributed in Fry stores. You can find it there. Hey, man, you know what? I bet if you're in Hollywood and you get distributed in the Fries, you're not in bad shape.
No, you're absolutely
To be
not.
honest.
Well, I mean, that's when Fry's existed. I don't think it
Yeah, at
does
least
anymore.
everyone was around. I mean, now you're in terrible shape.
Yeah, now you're fucked.
I do like here though that Lightmaster is like, you know what? I need all this shit, but like I can also like create my own shopping carts. So I'm gonna like do that.
Yeah.
And just carry all this shit. 'Cause instead of like just putting them all in like disposable plastic bags.
Yeah, or just like
He's
grabbing a cart that already exists.
Quasar is like, get out of my body, or get out of my bracelets.
Yeah, and like Quasar, when he like breaks it, he looks like he's thrusting.
He is thrusting.
He's like doing the DX chop without the arms.
I'm gonna crotch chop this villain out of me.
That's what he's doing, but he's not doing the arms. And so like he goes flying.
And so they start fighting, and Lightmaster's like, hey, I'm in this form, and like you keep shooting me with like this.
And he like makes other hymns.
Yeah, because he's powering. The Quasar's bands are still powering.
Yes, because like
Lightmaster.
if Quasar tries to like shoot electricity at him, he just absorbs it.
Yeah, and so this is when he knocks out Quasar, and Spider-Man shows back up, and this is when we get the stupid with the lawnmower. Jesus Christ! I did not realize that the first time. I just thought it was like some sort of like doodad. I
Well,
didn't
because
realize
then he
it was-
starts talking about like I invented this suit because he's trying to get
remember-
himself back into the suit.
Yeah, because he wants
So
to
he
be trying to
can
get
be
back into
alive.
his corporeal body. Yeah.
Yeah.
And at one point, apparently, he tried to like absorb himself into Dazzler, but Spider-Man like stopped that.
Uh-huh.
And so Spider-Man shows up, and this is when he makes his multiple like versions or whatever.
Yes.
And Spider-Man has to fight them. Quasar comes to, and Quasar realizes, he's like, you know what? If I just turn off my bands,
He won't get any more power.
he won't get any more power. And then he does that.
I didn't know he could do that.
And he could probably do anything with those bands.
Uh-huh.
I'm certain that the Kree or Eon or whoever the fuck gave them these bands were like, here's the on and off switch. Here's the emergency signal.
Mm-hmm.
And here's how you order DoorDash.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
It's apps.
He probably does have the DoorDash app. So do you think before he turned it off, he was like, I better order some pho to be delivered to my apartment before I turn these bands off so it'll be there when I get home?
Yeah, and it's great because he can fly really fast, and he just flies real fast and gets home and eats his pho.
And it's like right there at his door. And he's like, man, I love this contactless delivery.
Yeah. Man, we should all get Nega bands. The government should give us Nega bands.
The government won't even give us fucking COVID tests. What do we fuck? Like, come on. They're not giving a shit.
Yeah, it's true. But
Fuck them. They're like, honestly, the government was just like, fuck them citizens. Like, that's literally what happened.
Yeah.
So anyway, so they like, he starts like all of his constructs like start losing their power. But he does manage to get into the suit, or Spider-Man puts him there.
So Spider-Man, so yeah, he shuts it off and like Lightmaster dissipates. But then he's like, Quasar's like, if I turn my bands back on, he'll come back. So he's like, well, instead of doing that, maybe we'll just like put him into the suit and we can, use a certain wavelength or something. They use science. I don't know how Spider-Man knows anything because he doesn't go to fucking school. And Quasar is just a security guard, essentially, but he has these fancy things in which basically tell him what to do.
Yeah. We are all slaves to our Apple Watches.
They turn his light energy back into like a corporeal body.
Yeah.
Well, we got Hostess head. I do have to talk about.
Oh, the flea?
Well, right, but there's other reasons.
Oh, okay.
So so Lightmaster's like, haha, I'm alive. And he takes off his mask and he's like, I'm human again. You must have found a way to resurrect me. Yay. Spider-Man, he gets his Spidey sense and he just goes and like punches.
Yeah, he just punches this guy.
Punches Lightmaster out.
Yeah.
And Quasar's like, he was kind of groggy, which I disagree. Lightmaster seemed pretty with it.
Oh, yeah. No, he totally was. And
he was like, yay!
He absolutely deserved to be punched.
But
Spider-Man was right.
But Quasar's like, well, hey, but since he's back in his suit, his light bands wouldn't have worked or whatever, or his suit wouldn't have worked on my light bands. Mm-hmm. And Spider-Man's like, well, geez, thanks for telling me, you piece of shit. Spider-Man, calls him a stuffed shirt again. Mm-hmm. And Quasar's like, he's taking away Lightmaster, and he's like, well, he acts really unprofessional and so undisciplined. What a piece of shit. And then to cap it all off, he like blasts past Spider-Man. Mm-hmm. Spider-Man's like, I shouldn't have helped him.
Yeah, fuck that guy. Why did I even bother?
And that's it for the story. Before we wrap here, I just want to point out, so we do have a Captain Marvel Hostess ad where it appears to be at the world's largest flea market, which I would love to go to. And there's a giant flea that eats flea markets.
I was baffled by this ad.
So
it also eats Hostess, which, do you really want your snack food to be associated
with a vermin?
With a flea?
I know.
They caused the plague.
It's true. Right. But the Captain Marvel stops it with this Hostess or whatever, and everybody's like, yay, fucking Hostess and shit. I just want to point out, Captain Marvel dies.
The old Captain Marvel.
The original Captain Marvel. Yeah,
Marvel.
Not Carol Danvers. Talking Marvel.
Carol.
Talking from the 70s. Death of Captain Marvel is in 1982, so it's this year.
Oh, okay.
This ad is from 1981, apparently, because of copyright. But Captain Marvel does die from cancer.
Yes.
In 1982. I want to posit that it wasn't the cancer that Nitro accidentally caused him. It was the Hostess.
Oh, well, that's positive. That is absolutely true. Because, we have a running theory about how Taco Bell caused your cancer. Mm-hmm. Though we have no proof of it.
Zero proof.
Just a hunch. So it's very possible that this dude mainlined Twinkies and they gave him cancer. Allegedly, by the way. I don't want fucking Hostess to sue my ass. Allegedly,
we're just throwing it out there. It's not true.
We're just asking questions, guys. If Fox News can get away with it, so can we.
We're just
we're just asking questions.
These are fictional characters eating real foodstuffs.
Fictional foodstuffs.
No, Hostess are real.
They're real, but those are just drawings of Hostess.
Okay, so fictional foodstuffs.
Yeah.
And
this is a different universe we're talking about, people. It's not ours. Just asking questions. Allegedly.
Although, in Hostess' defense, Captain Marvel fought Nitro. So basically what happened was Captain Marvel fought Nitro, and he had like a canister of like Nitro was trying to like grab like this canister of like some sort of like nerve agent. Mm-hmm. And the nerve agent started escaping when Captain America like stopped. But he closed it up, but that's what gave him cancer.
Yeah.
And then like a couple years after that issue, he dies.
R.I.P.
Yeah. And one of the saddest comics I've ever read.
Oh dear.
Like, it is a gut punch. Like, not in a sad, like a funny sad.
Yeah.
Like, it's legitimately just like
That's
an
kind of like
emotional book.
we all know.
Which I highly recommend, by the way.
We all know I hate Damian Wayne. But when Damian Wayne died and there was that silent issue, there was just a there's no words in it of that Batman after Damian dies. That issue is so sad, and it is a fucking masterpiece. Absolutely fantastic.
That's the same thing with Death of Captain Marvel, Jim Starlin, which it's so good. But it's so sad.
Yeah.
Which I kind of want to read it again. But I don't know if I want to, because it's
Right.
that one of those things where it's like you want to read. I want to read it because it's good, but I also don't want to read it because it's gonna be a difficult thing to read. Somebody also too went through cancer.
Yeah.
And they call it like when they're, because he's on like Titan or whatever getting treatment, and they call it the black end.
Oh God.
Yeah, it's something.
Yeah.
But anyways, that reminded me of this.
Yeah.
Because what happened was I saw this and I was like, this is around 80. This came out in 82. Like, he should not be here.
But because this came out before
Or the ad was 1981.
He was just like, I have to pay for my cancer treatment somehow. I got to do these ads.
Oh, Titan doesn't have health care.
It's a failed society.
Oh, the aliens, they're just like us. My God.
Oh, no. I'm not
Dandy
sure
of
if
a show we
I
are.
should not drink before the podcast or if I should drink before the podcast.
No, I agree. I think it was good. I think you said a lot of salient points. There's a lot of good, a lot of strong.
I mean, I'm almost done with this.
Strong views.
And when I tell you that I made a French 75,
it was a big one.
this is my second. It's like a 16-ounce glass.
And here's the thing, they're refreshing.
They're
so
really,
you can pound them. And
well, that's the thing. You can just absolutely pound them, because if you don't know, French 75, gin, ice, simple syrup, which I didn't put in here, lemon juice.
Well, that's probably where I liked it. Because I don't like simple syrup is like just pure sugar.
Yeah, I didn't put any in here.
Oh, that's good.
Or the one I made before. Because I usually don't feel like it needs it. So you do that, you mix it up, and then on top of that you put champagne, or in my case, Prosecco, because that's what we had, on top of your gin. And I made a giant one.
Gin.
And I didn't even measure. I just fucking poured into a glass. Because I make them a lot. I kind of feel like I can eyeball it at this point.
That's your joint. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Anyways, that's it for this week's episode. That's it for the issue of Marvel Team Up, number 113 from January 1982. So the next issue is Spider-Man and...
Oh.
What?
I forgot. Let me see. I'm sorry, okay. Spider-Man and who?
Falcon. What do you think about that?
Have we read about him before? Yes.
I mean, yeah.
I don't care.
I'll be honest, I'd pass. I don't find Falcon that interesting.
Yeah. There was an ad that I totally forgot to bring up because it made me stop in my tracks, and then it actually made me feel bad. Okay, here it is. There is an ad in here.
Okay.
And it says, go get a magnifying glass now, stare at the most horrible monster of all time. And it's like this really cute T-Rex. Did you see this ad? I don't even know what it's for. I just felt bad because the T-Rex is cute.
Wait. So it's like on a T-shirt?
I don't know what it's for. But the T-Rex is really cute. We shouldn't call it the most horrible monster of all time. He looks very sweet.
It is a very sweet T-Rex. And also apparently you can get a werewolf shirt with this werewolf logo on it.
That T-Rex reminds me of Harley.
Oh,
which is our
buddy.
cat, he's a little special, he's a little slow, but he's very sweet. He's like the nicest boy. So,
I feel like we could spend a lot of time talking about these ads.
Oh my God. I just happened to see it. I was like, why are you insulting this poor T-Rex?
What does T-Rex ever do to you?
What did he ever do to you besides look adorable in this picture?
It's like Wallace Shawn in Toy Story.
Yeah, it's exactly what he looks like. That is exactly what he looks like. He looks like Wallace Shawn in fucking Toy Story.
That's funny.
Who is also very cute.
Well, he's as a T-Rex. It's not Wallace Shawn just walking around being like, I'm a toy.
Wallace Shawn as a toy.
Toy Story would be a very different movie if that was the case. If
It was just like a bunch of toys and just real life Wallace Shawn.
no, but Wallace Shawn, but like the size of like Woody.
Well, he's kind of already that size.
Which
He's
is
a small man.
shoot Wallace Shawn.
That's what I mean. I'm saying like all of these fucking toys and then like in a toy box of fucking literal Wallace Shawn.
Hey Andy, I'm Wallace Shawn. You want to play toys?
Hey Andy, how about you play with me and not Woody? What you think?
Inconceivable.
Wallace Shawn has had a great career.
Where else are you going to get this Wallace Shawn content? Tell me a podcast, a comic book podcast, nonetheless, that is giving you premium Wallace Shawn content when they're trying to end the goddamn show.
On top of Law and Order content.
That's what sets us apart.
It really is.
I don't think other shows are doing this.
No, why would other shows do this?
And they're right for not doing it.
Exactly.
Anyways, thanks for listening, folks. You can find us on Twitter and Instagram at Angry Hero Sean.
And I'm at Jen Stansfield on Twitter and Instagram. You can find the show on Facebook, Worst Collection Ever, and email the show, worstcollectionever@gmail.com.
And please rate and review the podcast on Apple Podcasts, Stitcher, Spotify. I'm not going to say another one because I just want you to go to Spotify and give us a rating there because that's new.
Yeah.
So it's very important you check out Spotify. And hell, you know what? Since I'm thinking about it, Pod Knife. Check us out there.
Try his French 75 too. They're pretty good.
Yeah.
If you're feeling like you want to feel fancy, make yourself French 75.
I agree. So yeah, thanks again, folks, for listening. Oh, by the way, YouTube Angry Hero 79.
Mm-hmm.
I am going to figure out some content soon.
Well, you got that fucking light and shit. You better.
I'm going to.
Okay, good.
I've been trying to like conceptualize in my head. I'm trying to like maybe I might need to like take some time on a weekend to like actually like, do it.
Well, the vid's out there, so we're not going anywhere.
I know that's the thing. That's what's great.
Yeah.
About this pandemic. It's like
back to sitting here staring at a fucking wall.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's what we're doing.
Yep.
So we'll see Morbius.
Oh yeah, when does that come out?
This one.
Okay. Oh, January movie.
Yeah.
Oh boy.
Anyways, folks, thanks for listening. We'll talk to you again next time.
Bye.